Let's look at what's happening over in sunshine and rainbows land, that is being America, because there's some fun stuff going on over there after the RNC, which has had some controversy, some discussion around the RNC hosting undesirables, but there's been some fun. And yes, I'm going to head it off at the pass right now. America is idiocracy, okay?
Mhm.
Massively so. America is idiocracy, but
I'll allow it.
to us Brits over here, I just want some fun.
Yeah, it's at least
I
exciting.
just want some fun. I want to get all happy. I want to get riled up about something. Whereas in England, it's like being beaten down again and again and again. And so, screw it. I'm going to have some fun. So the RNC is going to come up in a bit. But first, let's talk about what's going on over in Democrat land. It's not looking good for Joe. It's really not looking good for Joe.
It's only because you named Trump as VP.
No, Trump's playing both sides, you see. That way he always comes out on top.
Maybe you meant Don Jr.
Yeah,
Maybe. But yeah, here's a picture of Joe with his old friend Barack, who's told him, no, don't do it. Don't do it. This is terrible.
I mean, he told him that he didn't need to run in the first place. He said, you don't need to do this, Joe. And Biden was like, no, I do. And now he's just like, look, you just have to stop.
Yeah, and then Joe says, what? Who are you? You're the black man.
Yeah, I mean, he literally called one of his...
Secretary of Defense. I think
he was just like, the secretary, the black man. It's, oh my God, Joe.
Yeah. So apparently Biden's becoming, and this is according to the New York Times, he's becoming more receptive to pleas for him to stand aside. I assume they went in one ear out the other before. He probably didn't remember that anybody said them to him. Mr. Obama, who served with Mr. Biden, became the most prominent Democrat to express concerns on Thursday after similar private warnings from 3 senior figures to the president were made in the last week. He told several allies he was worried about Biden's poll ratings and believes he should seriously consider standing down to protect the party and his legacy, his ever so shining, glowing, if anything, legacy.
Amazing.
And there's
Adam Schiff, one of them. Schiff.
I don't know, but I do know that there is full-blown rebellion going on within the party right now because details have been leaked of meetings between Biden and top Democrats on Wednesday, revealing that Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, and Hakeem Jeffries have all warned that he's on course to lose the White House and both branches of Congress. In November, neither Mr. Schumer nor Mr. Jeffries, the Democrat leaders, have denied the claims.
It would be so sweet if not only Trump won, but he got Congress and the Senate. If that happened, it's the Senate which is the. I mean, it's vital. All 3 are vital, but it's the Senate one which is sort of most in doubt. It seems to me, or he's least likely to actually get. If he got both of them, oh man, that would be so sweet.
Oh, yeah,
he might be able to get stuff done.
Yeah, he might be able to.
Well, he would be able to. There's nothing stopping.
Well, assuming they're not never Trumpers, but
sure, but like with a generally sort of pro-Trump Supreme Court as well.
Right? Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Got this sewn up.
Also, there's rumors that Pelosi is running her own dump Biden campaign. Wouldn't you?
Yeah.
One of the most successful traders of all time, Nancy Pelosi.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I wonder if she'll get them. She's got the money to fund that sort of thing. So
Thing is, I'm very pro-Biden at this point.
Why?
Because he's shit. Because he's absolutely atrocious, and he's taking the entire left in the United States down with him.
I see what you
So
mean.
I'm
Right.
totally pro-Biden now. I think.
You want him to run for the Democrat
100%,
ticket?
yeah.
Absolutely. Well, so do I. If
Couldn't think of
that's what
anyone
you.
better.
I thought you'd all of a sudden flipped.
No.
Oh, to lock in the Donald's win.
100%.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, to really destroy them.
Didn't Barry Obama in the 2020? Didn't Baz in 2020 when it was who they were going to pick? Because there was loads of Bernie Bros in 2020, weren't they? Went for the. He did. I don't think he backed Biden, did he?
He did, but it was very late.
That's right.
Well,
It was at the last minute.
I think Biden was put forward as the establishment Dem candidate to ensure that nobody who was further to the left of him, and it could be
damned by
business
faint
as
praise,
usual.
though. Wasn't it?
And also, even then, everybody knew that he was dementia riddled. Not quite as bad, maybe.
Oh, things have got a lot worse.
Yeah, things have got worse, but even back then, they knew that he was just a puppet.
And the thing is, as well, it was very much like Boris coming out and endorsing Sunak, where it's like right at the last moment, and I'm being pushed into this. But anyway.
Yeah, and when you say that it will lock in Trump's victory, it absolutely will, because so new polls are showing that Trump is leading Biden in all 7 swing states.
Excellent.
Nice.
While some previously safe Democratic states, including Virginia, are looking like they could flip.
Great stuff.
Because one guy takes a bullet, one guy can't finish a sentence.
Biden, Biden.
Anybody who isn't just ideologically possessed at this point, even on the left, has to go, I mean, at least the guy can form coherent sentences.
Well, I mean, loads of them were just like, wow, Trump did look kind of heroic, didn't he?
He looked kind of cool, guys. Yeah.
He's kind of badass.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Schumer and other senior Democrats have successfully delayed a bid to nominate Biden earlier than the DNC that's going on in August, a prospect that had been floated by his allies as a way of heading off the coup. So they are definitely going to try and coup him. And things are already being put into place for that because Democratic donors are already being rallied to raise money for Kamala Harris.
I'm on the Harris train. Harris. Even worse than Biden.
Can you imagine the polls?
Well, the polling's been done. She does even worse than Biden does.
Brilliant. Well, fantastic.
Yeah.
So the people giving this information to Politico have made sure to stay anonymous.
Of course,
Because they don't want to be seen as actively working on a coup within the party. But according to them, donor advisors have begun collecting pledges from female Democratic donors, because it's the sisterhood, they've all got to stick together, while a woman's political organization has begun speaking to its donor base in an effort to ensure an initial wave of contributions to a potential Harris campaign, according to people familiar with the efforts.
It's mad that they'd go for Kamala over someone like Gavin Newsom. Not that Gavin Newsom is massively popular, but Harris is less popular than Biden.
Yeah,
but she's so obnoxious, and everyone sees it.
But as far as I'm aware, because she's already vice president, if they coup Biden, they would also have to find some way of coupping her to get her to step down voluntarily.
Right.
So this is a complete implosion.
Yeah.
By the looks of it, either you're stuck with Biden, you're stuck with Kamala, or the party destroys itself.
Oh, it's so good, isn't it? The Americans must be tired of winning.
Clearly, strongest country, leader of the free world.
I've just got to live vicariously through my American friends. At least you're doing well. You know, we suck, but you guys are doing brilliant.
Yeah, so that's how the Democratic Party is doing. How's the Republican Party doing? Because they've been having the RNC. It's been going on for a few days now.
Mm-hmm.
Trump gave his speech last night or this morning, wherever you are, depending on your time zone. And there's been some surprises with it. The first one being that the RNC was not getting entirely glowing praise at first, mainly because of involvements like this.
Yeah.
Amber Rose, who I'd never heard of before. Apparently she's some ex of Kanye West's and OnlyFans thought. Decided to get up and give a speech. I decided to watch it on YouTube. It was 5 minutes long, and it's literally just her saying, I want it so gas is cheaper and that my children can have a future. Typical platitudes. But it's the fact that she's an OnlyFans thought that kind of looks bad. Also, apparently the pioneer of the slut walk. Do you guys know what that is?
I know what a slut walk is, yeah.
Oh, okay. Explain, please.
It's a feminist endeavor where lots of sluts get together, dress in very revealing ways, then walk through the streets and say, we're not asking for it.
And she's an abortion rights advocate as well. So very trad, very,
Well, the thing is, I think that with these sorts of things, everyone is correct that, of course, she's not the ideal person to come up and speak, but there's no point being a purist about it. At this point, you just want as large a number of people coming over to your side as possible to drain all of the energy out of the opponents, to get as much of a majority in the House, the Congress, and the presidency as possible.
If I can be very, very judgmental for a moment, it's not like me.
Go for
not like me. If I can voice an opinion, I don't often do it. Forehead tattoos do speak volumes about an individual. If you're out there considering whether you might get your first forehead tattoo, I advise against it.
She's also an abortion activist.
So, like I said, not exactly.
So there's been
great
some
representative
controversy. Her speech itself was boring.
Yeah,
it was completely written by the numbers, and of course she came up and did the thing that the Republicans absolutely love. She filleted how not racist all of the white people in the audience were. My family's multiracial, and it turns out, bingo, good job, guys, you're not racist. And then all of the old boomers in the crowd give themselves a pat on the back, and they go, "Yes, that's all we ever wanted to hear."
Yeah.
But like I said, I don't think there's any point, standing in the way of victory that's happening here. Because there is a victory happening here. Loads of people are coming over to Trump from either being unaligned or being Democrat aligned. Let it happen. We'll get a massive win.
The win is not coming from putting this woman up in front. It's coming from Trump.
Hang on. That's not true.
I'm just saying I wouldn't put this person as a speaker at an event.
Sure, but what what is like, I think there are a lot of people on the online right who fail to understand that this is about coalition building, right? This is about showing other communities that actually know you are a safe place for them to go. And so actually this does have an effect on that.
I mean, I think you're absolutely both right. Broadly speaking, you're absolutely right. Let's build the biggest coalition we possibly can. But does she represent a big and important part of that coalition? No.
Sarah,
The whore vote.
The forehead tattoo whore. I mean,
but listen,
the Trump
listen.
train will take them. But should we
Sure.
put her front and center?
Yeah, but the thing is, again, there's
Is there no
it's who you're
attractive goths
talking
you
to.
could have got instead?
It's who you're talking to. She's talking to women who were sold down the river by feminism, right? So she's saying, well, look, because a lot of them are going to be sort of her age and do have kids, and are like, why does everything cost so much all of a sudden? And so she's talking to those people saying, and this is where Trump is weakest as well with women, right? Trump is that's his weakest demographic. So
And she's still on OnlyFans. This
Of
isn't
course, I'm not
somebody
saying
who's been
she's not.
sold down the river by feminism and
I'm not
realized,
saying she's not.
oh no, I've done so wrong.
I'm not saying she's not, but you are never going to win over a bunch of people with a hardline right wing position who are not hardline right wingers. And so getting someone to be like, well, look, this is going to make the economy better. Fine. This is going to give a future to your kids. Fine. Like I said, I'm not a fan of her either, but it was only 5 minutes. I think people are being excessively puristic.
It was 5 minutes. It still is not 5 minutes I would have given over to this woman. I think the exact same message can be made by
Oh, I mean, I don't agree with
much better people.
Yeah, but
So I think
representation
and also I think that you have done your classic and gone, oh, it's only the online right. No, there are plenty of people who do not represent the online right who've complained about this as well.
Okay.
Even normies from the National Review, for instance, which is not an online right publication.
God, we're not listening to the National Review now, are we?
I'm trying to. They are a counterfactual.
I'm more
prove
interested
my
in
point.
hearing what she's got to
Either,
say.
either way, one of the biggest things that came of it, which I joked about the other month, that wouldn't it be funny if, wouldn't it be great if, and then it actually happened. I only learnt about this the other day. Hulk Hogan, for some reason. Now, I know I've just got done saying that Amber Rose is not the type of person that you want representing your movement. Hulk Hogan absolutely is. I stand by this 100%.
Yeah.
Hulk Hogan is a true American.
The real American.
He is a real American. He says his prayers. He eats all of his vitamins.
He fights for
And
the
so
rights
should
of
you.
every man.
Exactly.
Exactly. There you go. And yeah, it's just funny. And it's funny to hear him come out and say all this, because I mean, Hulk Hogan's been involved in a few controversies in his time. But then he comes out and he says that Donald Trump is his hero, which is great.
Crowd behind you.
Oh,
You're
I
going to
can't-
speak to him.
I can't wait. This is going to be like body slamming the giant at WrestleMania.
What brought you out here? Why are you here?
Well, Brett, I got tired of remaining silent. I sat back and watched the borders collapse. I watched the economy collapse. I watched the price of gas, the price of food, everything just do an upside down flip. And when they took a shot at my hero, Donald Trump, I realized that I couldn't be silent anymore. I had to step up. I had to be a real American, just like all these real Americans here in Donald Trump. I have a voice too, and I want people to know it's time to talk. It's time not to be silent anymore.
I saw your post.
Love it.
Yeah, real American. The future of patriotism.
Listen, if Donald Trump is Hulk Hogan's hero,
Yeah.
who are you not to vote for him? Who are you to say no? So
Is Jesse the Body Ventura still alive? Can we
He is
get-
still
can we
alive.
get him on board?
Yeah.
I think he is some centrist libertarian almost. I don't know, but either way, people have compared politics to wrestling and kayfabe in particular for years, and it's very. I appreciate that now. The smoke screen is gone, the veil is down, the curtains are pulled apart, and yes, now you do just have at the Republican National Convention Hulk Hogan cutting a
He
promo.
actually did that.
Yeah.
On the crowd. Yeah, do you want to see it? Because
Yeah.
people
This
have been
video.
people have been sharing this, but they don't know. They don't say that actually the first 4 minutes of his 10 minutes is him actually just cutting a promo on the crowd as well. Check it out.
And now we have more of the speakers, it looks like, who are going to be
Where is
underway,
it?
including Hulk.
He's doing all the moves.
That's so good. Trump's loving it. He's absolutely loving it.
you something, brother.
The timing, everything.
You know something? When I came here tonight, there was so much energy in this room. I felt maybe I was in Madison Square Garden getting ready to win another world title. Or maybe I thought the vibe was so intense, the energy was so crazy, it felt like maybe I was going to press that no-good, stinky giant over my head and slam him through the mat, brother.
So good.
But what I found out was I was in a room full of real Americans, brother. And at the end of the day, with our leader up there, my hero, that gladiator, we're gonna bring America back together. One real American at a time, brother.
And where is it? Let's cut to the good stuff.
Last week, when they took a shot at my hero, and they tried to kill the next president of the United States, enough was enough. And I said, let Trumpomania run wild, brother. Let Trumpomania rule again. Let Trumpomania make America great again.
Trumpomania.
Yeah. I love this. And then he starts flexing.
Still got decent arms and shoulders.
Oh, yeah.
He's still 70.
He's 70.
It's a septuagenarian.
Yep. I mean, honestly,
Trump's loving it.
have you ever seen anything more American?
Well, that's what I love about this, is that all of this, including the OnlyFans thought, is genuine like incarnation of Americanism, right?
Yeah.
Trump is like the real American, and they're all flocking to him now. You know, like taking the bullet through the air and then standing up and being like, no, let's keep going. That was it. The floodgates are open. Like, all the pro-American billionaires, like, I'm supporting Trump. Elon's giving him $45 million a month. Like, it's just the floodgates are open now. It's 100% Donald Trump. It looks like.
Yeah, I mean, if politics
So good.
if politics is a crowd participation sport,
Oh, yeah.
which it absolutely is, then yeah, why don't we have more of Hulk Hogan and others like him getting up and cutting promos?
This was new to me. I didn't know this happened. But having my take on it is, I'm sort of mixed. One, it's brilliant and funny and great.
It's amazing.
Really great. It's amazing. But at the same time, it's pretty embarrassing. Okay, government is a really serious business. Being a president,
Not in
you're
America,
a statesman.
not
You're a state.
anymore.
You're supposed to be a statesman.
Yeah, but demolishing the libs is also serious business.
Yeah.
And that's how it looks.
So I don't want to pour cold water on it unnecessarily. But you said idiocracy.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
But there's something more going
but
on.
I like Terry Hogan, so.
There's something more going on here, though. This is like this sort of unification of the American spirit that's happening under Donald Trump. Whereas the Democrats are totally anti-American. They hate America.
Yeah,
They hate
right.
Americans. They want to replace them with foreigners. They want to destroy the American way of life. And so this is the way I look at. I'm looking at this genuinely kind of mythological. Like, this is the rallying cry before the battle. Yeah, the battle's a really serious thing. But like, you need to everyone have the same spirit animating them before it. And that's what's happening here,
If I have to choose between Trumpomania or the Squad,
Well, yeah, exactly.
Obvious choice. And also, let's not pretend like this is anything new either, because what was Donald Trump doing before he was president? Well, he was a TV star, and he was actually on WrestleMania 23. That's where all of the classic images come from. Him spearing Vince McMahon, shaving Vince McMahon's head, taking a stone cold stunner from Steve
he
Austin.
took a stunner.
Yeah.
I forgot that happened.
It was a terrible sell,
Yeah,
but he did
yeah.
it.
Wasn't the best sell.
Still better than Vince McMahon's, though, because McMahon never could take a stunner. But
I just love that this is how things are playing.
yeah, but this is America now.
Yeah.
This isn't the time of a well-measured statesman anymore. This is the time where America has gone full retard.
No, this is about drawing up the spirit and using it to crush the aliens, the illegals, the anti-American people who are constantly trying to tear your republic down.
But so you can't convince me it's not awesome.
Plus, I
Oh,
said
it's
this.
amazing.
Yeah. I said this on Twitter, but to get it out to a slightly larger audience, Radlib, Radical Liberation, had a good take on AA the other day, where Trump. It looked like he was down for a moment. It could have been that he was shot dead.
Oh,
He could have been down, and when he rised up, when he arose.
When he hulked up.
Yeah, when he did the, when he came back to life, it was like a baptism. It was like a metaphorical death and rebirth. And in that moment, he has kind of transcended mere celebrity or just a mere politician. He is now iconic in all sorts of ways. He will be up there with some of the greatest real American heroes.
And I don't think that we're going to have a more iconic political moment this century. I'd be shocked if we did. But, of course, the most important thing that happened was not just Hulk Hogan ripping his shirt off and flexing, as much as I wish that that's...
Something more awesome than that happened.
Well, Donald Trump got up and gave his first speech since the shooting. And it's a very long speech. It's about an hour and a half.
Really?
And, yeah, it's quite a big one.
Was this a flex on Joe Biden?
Yeah, he can form sentences for longer than 22 minutes.
I can get shot and then get...
Yeah, actually, that's a good point. Donald Trump gets shot, gives an hour and a half long speech. Joe Biden absolutely defecates himself on a public debate, can't go for more than 22 minutes on a regime interview.
Tries to kiss the wrong woman walking off the stage.
God.
It's just embarrassing.
Yeah, that was...
He actually can't talk for more than about 90 seconds before he fails,
he loses his train of thought and goes, well, whatever.
Or just says the wrong word.
But the second half of the speech was mainly him doing his normal thing, saying we're going to take the borders back. Everything that's happened in the country for the past 3 years since I left has been absolutely terrible. He does a weird dig at Bukele.
I didn't understand it at all.
Yeah, very strange. He made the suggestion that Bukele, instead of actually locking up the prisoners, was sending them to America instead.
Which doesn't seem to be true.
I don't know the truth of that. It sounds more like something that Venezuela was doing.
We know Venezuela.
Yeah, and he was also seemingly switching quite freely from Venezuela and El Salvador. So I don't know if he got them mixed up or something. But for the most part, it was a decent speech. But the most important part was easily the first 20 or so minutes of it, where he was talking about what happened to him when he was shot, gave the story of it, how he felt. He also gave a rather touching... there was a rather touching moment. Jack, I can't see because the camera is in the way.
Was this just yesterday? Because I haven't seen this yet. So it's only yesterday. Okay.
Could you skip to 17 minutes and 12 seconds, please? Yeah, that's right where the camera is for me. And then play it. So he'd just been speaking about Corey Comparator, the man who died defending his family, former fire chief. People began applauding. And what did he have on stage?
Outfit.
His fire outfit, yeah. You know, a real excellent moment. And it's not just that Donald Trump has taken a bullet for you, it's that people have now officially died for Donald Trump and for saving their own families. So,
yeah, this has been a baptism for Trump.
Absolutely, and then they take a moment to take a moment of silence for him as well as the two other people who were critically injured in the shooting. So, very impressive, very respectful. He also talks about how they've raised among donors of his about, I think, $6.5 million for the families of the people who were injured and Corey Comparator's family. Obviously, that will never bring him back, but it's the most you can really do for that situation. But then he talks, as I mentioned, about what happened to him. And it's really interesting to hear him talk about his feelings in the moment when he was down on the ground. Why it was that he needed to get up and let everybody know that he was okay and that they were going to be okay. So if I just...
as you already know...
Pop it to... Where is it? Around here.
Thank you. But I'm not. And I'll tell you, I stand before you in this arena only by the grace of Almighty God. In watching the reports over the last few days, many people say it was a providential moment. Probably was. When I rose, surrounded by Secret Service, the crowd was confused because they thought I was dead, and there was great, great sorrow. I could see that on their faces as I looked out. They didn't know I was looking out. They thought it was over. But I could see it, and I wanted to do something to let them know I was okay. I raised my right arm, looked at the thousands and thousands of people that were breathlessly waiting, and started shouting, "Fight, fight, fight." Thank you. Once my clenched fist went up, and it was high into the air, you've all seen that, the crowd realized I was okay and roared with pride for our country like no crowd I have ever heard before. Never heard anything like it.
Good stuff.
Yeah, it was a really fantastic speech, and just the fact that, again, that's about the most emotion you can get out of a Donald Trump speech. But it was really, really impressive, and he said that it was the only time he's going to speak about it because it's very painful.
There was a hint maybe of him choking up a touch there. Nearly.
There was.
Yeah, there really was. It's nice to see a bit of the humanity.
Yeah.
Well, it is a thing. If you were very nearly assassinated.
It changes you.
Yeah,
I've never heard Trump talk about God like that.
It's going to be traumatic. There's no way around that. There will be some trauma with that.
I hope you appreciated that segment from the podcast, The Lotus Eaters. And if you want to see what else we're up to, you can watch our election night live stream, which just surpassed 100,000 views on the website. Also got 80,000 concurrent viewers across all platforms. We're very proud of it. See what everyone's raving about. Make sure to check it out. And if you want to see everything else that we're putting out, you can also follow us on Twitter, where we always post links to all of the work that we're doing. So if you want to keep updated, that's the place for it. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.